Podcast Fresh.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go into trailer roundup. We are going to start off with Disney's Snow White. This is a movie that has been pretty much surrounded by controversy ever since it was announced, pretty much, from what I can tell. This is slated to be coming out in 2025, next year, and it is a live-action adaptation of the 1937 classic Disney film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I guess part of the controversy was that word right there, dwarves. Like, you know, there was a lot of conversation on whether or not to call them that, and then by not calling them that, it would have tampered with the original story, and then at one point they were thinking about taking them out altogether or something. Like, it was actually crazy. And even, like, you know, little people that would have been perfect for these roles, they then started speaking about how they weren't going to get, like, I think they were actually thinking of hiring grown, I don't want to say grown men, normal size, you know, there's no way around this, non-little people,
short
people.
kings.
And then I remember, like, Wee Man from Jackass spoke out about it, Hornswoggle from the WWE spoke out about it. Like, it was a big deal.
It becomes a big deal when Wee Man needs to have his take on it.
When you fucking awake Wee Man from his, like, sleep.
Okay, can you guys calm down a bit? Big deal.
God damn it!
It wasn't a big deal before.
Yeah.
Wee Man got involved. Big deal. What's a big deal now?
You made it weird there, and you know.
We should wrap it up.
Anyways, so moving on.
Well, somebody stop the damn match.
Can we stop the spoiler alerts going off? This movie is going to star Rachel Zegler as Snow White, who is the leading character and the leading actress. She was in, the only thing I've ever seen her in was the Hunger Games prequel movie that came out last year. She also starred in that. Gal Gadot is the evil queen. Andrew Burnap is Jonathan. I don't know who Jonathan is, but then we got just a bunch of random actors that are going to be in this movie after that. Check out the IMDb page if you're interested. But anyway, this trailer, they finally get a trailer out. I'm not super interested just because I don't care for any of this stuff. I don't care about the property. I don't care about Rachel Zegler. I really despise her, to be honest. And I look at this movie and I'm watching.
Despise her, my goodness.
I despise her. And
the hate.
You know, I think it looks very beautiful. You know, it looks very, very nice, very Disney. It is honestly
not very beautiful.
It's beautiful. It honestly brings that classic animated film to life. Like, I actually believe it does. It does a great job with the colors and the lighting and all that. And then, you could see that they decided to put dwarves in it. So there's that. But these are CGI dwarves, it looks like. It doesn't look like they actually hired any actors. I could be wrong on that. But, I mean, it's the classic tale told in a live action scene or movie. I don't know if I don't know how well this is gonna do. Really, I don't. Like, Disney things usually land pretty well, especially things like this. But I honestly think that maybe people don't care about this one. I don't hear anything good about this, but I don't know. I guess we'll just stick to the trailer for now before we get into that conversation. But I think it looks like it should. I think it'll be fine. Like, if you want authenticity, this is probably going to deliver. Chris,
I think that all the going back and forth between whether they're going to use the regular humans, human-sized people, or the smaller-sized people, or animated people, it was. You can obviously tell there was all kinds of creative stuff going on in the background, but it's tough, right? Because you ask a question like, who is this movie targeted for, right? And somebody would slap you in the forehead and be like, obviously, like people that are nostalgic with Disney and grew up with Snow White, and this is going to be like for the new generation, like a lot of the other remakes and reimaginings that they've done. But again, I think it's going to fall right in the middle where it's like, I don't think it'll have that much interest, but I think because of the name itself, it will do some kind of a number. I don't think it'll be like a Borderlands sort of disaster.
No.
But who knows? There just seems to be a lot of trouble here. And, there have been rumors that there's been issues between the two leads, Gadot and Zegler there.
Right.
Apparently, Zegler posted something on Twitter to try to calm down the backlash, and then I think she posted on Twitter, "Free Palestine."
Oh yeah.
And Gal Gadot is Israeli, and so Some people took that as a not so subtle missile, right? And then later on, I believe on Instagram, Rachel Zegler posted something about something along the lines of love is the only way to peace or something like that, right? So almost like I see you, but I'm going to be a bigger person about it kind of thing.
Right.
And we don't know what is happening. Yeah. The rumors are there's all kinds of like trouble with this movie. There's, boardroom meetings going on trying to figure out what the hell to do. Because if you go onto that YouTube clip, you can see how much, if you log in, you can see how much that's been downvoted versus upvoted. Yeah. At last check, it was like a 4-to-1 ratio, like in the hundreds of thousands, right?
Jeez.
But anyway, I got more to add, but
yeah. We lost him.
Look at his face.
You got a picture of that one, Ryan?
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You froze in a very funny way.
It's always in the last minute.
I gotta have my phone.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I guess just sticking to the trailer. Never mind the controversy. We can talk about that after. But Darren, what did you think, just first glance, about Snow White?
First glance, again, visually, it looks visually appealing. I think all the characters kind of, the Snow White, Prince, and I think Gal Gadot looked absolutely amazing. Like,
she looked great in that costume.
And everything else. So, I'm definitely
almost
taking
like
that
they
one to
should
the
have
bank with
switched
me.
roles.
But
I'll say it.
yeah. No, I couldn't agree more, actually. But visually stunning. I say the characters look fine, and how you'd expect a kind of more realistic Snow White Disney movie to portray. Something I'm not really interested in, if I can be honest. I'm not a big Disney guy. I'm sure the kids will love it. Honestly, I haven't really got much more to add other than visually stunning, and looks like they stick to the storyline. There's some obviously controversy with the short kings, I'll call them.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
so if that works. Yeah. And I think what Disney's trying to do now is probably keep their reputation. I know I have a sort of theory, I guess, but they've always been kind of under scrutiny when it came to some conspiracy theorists, if you like. You know what I mean? With some wacky shit they put out, and you're like, hang on a minute, look at this image right here. It looks like a fucking dick.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole in that one, but you see, like Little Mermaid was like kind of a more, let's say, woke movie. Would that be the right thing to say?
They changed it up. They changed it up.
Yeah. I mean, you have a black lady now instead of a white lady. So, I don't know. Disney's just going in a new direction, probably trying to jump on board all the wokeness and stuff. Not that I'm against it. I'm just not a Disney guy. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I kind of feel you there. I'm not a Disney guy either. I always say this. I was always more of a Looney Tunes guy. But the Disney stuff just never really enticed me. And these movies, no matter what they are, I'll never really give a damn about. like at least enough to go watch it. But it is interesting when I am super aware of how classic and revered these original animated movies are. And when they try to bring it out into the forefront to a new audience, it's never just a smooth transition. You know, there's always something about it, something behind the scenes, something different that pissed people off. And that's why I can't take it seriously. If I want to watch these things, I'll just go back and watch these things. But I don't know. Chris, you want to add to the original points you made, or?
I just want to say that, with Disney, a lot of what brings the nostalgia back is sort of keeping to some of the more traditional themes and sort of what made it cool, right? Mm-hmm. But I also understand you got to change things up to bring in a new audience. But I think sometimes it just feels a little bit forced.
Yeah.
I think there's an easier, more natural way to include more things and share different ideas, right? Because I understand you have to update the ideology of some of these movies, but
right, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll bring in
does anyone in...
Yeah, I think Darren, you and I...
So does anyone in this group here...
What's that?
So does anybody in this group here actually have a Disney movie they actually like, that they would actually... wouldn't mind seeing go to like a kind of more realistic look about it?
No. And I'll tell you why. I think I grew up sort of in the last great era of Disney. That's sort of 95, 96, 97, 98, right? With The Lion King, right? Yeah. And you had your Mulan and some other ones in there as well. And then once everything really went all computer graphics in the early 2000s, Disney sort of took a step back. So to me, those movies are really cool. But no, and the reason I was so quick to say no is because my favorite Disney animated movie is The Lion King. Right? And they've done a live action and they've done a couple other things. They've done a stage thing, but it's never attracted me as much. I've always just been a fan of the original movie. So if somebody were to say, you know what, they didn't quite nail it last time, they're going to try it again. It'd be like, okay, that's great. But it doesn't, I'm not that kind of a fan that follows it from thing to thing. I'm more of a fan of the original when it comes to that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Darren, do you have one?
Right, you're right. Oh, actually, yeah. When I was a kid, big movie for me was the classic Robin Hood. Yeah, that was the classic for me. I just really enjoyed it as a kid. I haven't seen it in years, but I don't think I'd want to see that.
See, I don't see that transitioning into a good live action film. Like, I think they've done it before, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, I think the one I like the most, like the one I've always had, like, again, I don't really care, but I think the best story, my favorite story of those classic films is probably Little Mermaid, to be honest. But I had no want to go watch this new one that just came out. So I was like, whatever. Like, that is like, it's just some things are better off left the way they are, man. Like, and trying to do what they're doing is just absolutely ridiculous to me. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's all about the remakes.
No, watch it.